There is a place on Earth where the rules are different, where borders do not exist, yet access is controlled, where technology works until it doesn't, and where vast regions are not marked by danger signs, fences, or walls, only by silence. At the bottom of the world lies Antarctica. A continent so cold, so isolated, that most humans will never set foot on it. And yet, for all its emptiness, Antarctica is one of the most regulated places on Earth. Not owned by any nation, but quietly governed by agreements, restrictions, and zones you are not allowed to enter. These are not tourist areas, not research stations, but forbidden zones. And the unsettling part is this: no one can fully explain why they exist. From above, Antarctica looks pure, endless white ice stretching farther than the eye can see. But beneath that ice lies a landscape frozen in time. Mountains, valleys, rivers, and lakes sealed away from millions of years. A hidden world that modern humanity has barely touched. When the Antarctic Treaty was signed in 1959, the world was told it was about peace and science. No military activity, no weapons, no ownership. A continent dedicated to knowledge. But quietly, alongside those promises, came restrictions. Coordinates marked as sensitive, areas labeled protected, regions classified not because they were fragile, but because access itself was considered a risk. And that is where the mystery begins. Some forbidden zones are explained as environmentally delicate, a reasonable excuse. Antarctica's ecosystems are rare and vulnerable. But then there are zones with no visible life at all. No penguin colonies, no moss, no exposed rock, just ice. Yet those areas remain sealed. Satellite imagery offers more questions than answers. In certain locations, the resolution suddenly drops. Terrain becomes oddly smoothed. Features that appear in older images are gone in newer ones. Not hidden behind clouds, not covered by snow. Removed. In a digital age where even the ocean floor is mapped in detail, Antarctica still contains blank spaces. One of the most restricted regions lies deep within the interior, far from the coast. Beneath kilometers of ice lies a massive mountain range, larger than many on the surface. The Gamburtsev Mountains should not exist according to standard geological models, but they do. Sharp peaks, deep fractures, structures so well preserved they look newly formed despite being buried for millions of years. Access to this area is limited to a handful of international teams, and most of the data never reaches the public. Why protect mountains no one can see? Then there is what lies below the ice. Radar surveys revealed hundreds of lakes trapped beneath Antarctica's frozen shell. Liquid water sealed away from the surface for time spans longer than human history. Lake Vostok is the most famous, buried under nearly 4 kilometers of ice. When scientists finally drilled into it, they did so with extreme caution. Not because they feared contamination, but because they feared what contamination could release. The lake had been isolated for millions of years. Whatever evolved there did so without sunlight, without oxygen, under immense pressure. And yet, life was found. That discovery should have triggered excitement across the world. Instead, it triggered silence. Further drilling was slowed, access tightened. Other subglacial lakes were quietly placed under restriction. Research continued, but behind closed doors. Life that evolves in total isolation does not follow familiar rules. And Antarctica may hold more of it than we are prepared to face. Some forbidden zones are not marked by what lies beneath, but by what is detected within them. Seismic instruments placed across the continent began picking up unusual signals. Not earthquakes, not ice movement. Rhythmic vibrations, low-frequency pulses repeating at irregular intervals. The signals were weak, but persistent. When instruments were repositioned closer to the source, access restrictions followed soon after. Official reports blamed equipment errors. The instruments were removed, and the zones were closed. Researchers who have spent months on the ice describe something difficult to explain: a sense of disorientation, a feeling that distance stretches unnaturally, that sound behaves strangely, that silence becomes overwhelming. Some describe the land as empty. Others describe it as watching. There are research stations in Antarctica that were abandoned suddenly. No storms forced evacuation. No structural failures were reported. Crews left behind personal belongings, records, even meals. In some cases, the final log entries are mundane. Then nothing. Those locations are now restricted. No independent access, no filming, no exploration. Only speculation. Officially, Antarctica has no military presence. Unofficially, military aircraft fly regular missions over the continent. Icebreakers patrol its perimeter. Advanced radar systems operate under the label of logistical support. Some of the most restricted zones coincide with these operations. Why monitor emptiness? Why restrict what appears lifeless? Theories range from the ancient to the futuristic. Some suggest lost civilizations buried under ice. Others point to geological anomalies capable of generating strange electromagnetic effects. A few claim Antarctica hides entrances, natural or otherwise, leading deep beneath the crust. Most of these ideas are dismissed, but none are fully answered. And that is what makes Antarctica different from every other place on Earth. We do not argue about what is there. We argue about why we are not allowed to look. In an age of instant access and constant exposure, Antarctica remains controlled, not by force, but by agreement. A global decision to limit curiosity, to delay discovery, to keep certain doors closed. Because once opened, they cannot be shut again. As ice melts and technology improves, those forbidden zones will not remain hidden forever. What lies beneath Antarctica will eventually come into view, whether we are ready or not. And when that moment arrives, the question will not be what we found, but why we were warned away for so long. If you want to continue exploring the hidden places of our world, the forbidden zones history avoids, and the mysteries buried beneath ice and ocean, make sure you subscribe to Legacy Untold. Because some stories were never meant to disappear. They were only waiting to be told.